Our emotions are conveyed in our emails and text messages. Good morning, my name is Paul Simos from Big Vision Life Coach. It was just the other day that I received an email, and it's not the first email that I've received where I could immediately feel the emotion, the state of the person who wrote the email. The words were fine, they looked good, but there was an undertone. There was an energetic message coming through the email which was different to the words being used. When we sit down and we type out an email or we send a text, we have to understand that when we're in a certain state, if I'm in a happy state, the words that come through, the message that comes through will be happy. If I'm in an angry, upset state for whatever reason, and I sit down in that state and I punch out an email or send a text, it doesn't matter how sweet I try to be in the words, that undertone of my state, of how I'm feeling, will be transmitted through those written words, no matter how hard I try. So if you're ever in a state of upset, of anger, and you try to send an email or a text in that state, and that's not the state you want to transmit, I suggest that you don't send the email until you can change your state. So my coach, he taught me a very important lesson about this exact same thing. We need to change our state before we transmit the message. So we are congruent in our state and in the message, the written word that I'm transmitting. Now, I'm going to suggest that this is one of the very first things that you do before you send an email or send a text, if you're aware that your state is not 100%. So number one, what do we want to do? We want to change our state. If I'm not in a pleasant, happy, good state, a specific state, and I want to transmit that message, don't write the message until you change your state. So what do you do? Number two, you have to get up out of your seat, jump up, move your body, start to breathe, and ask yourself a very important question. What's the outcome of my communication that I want to have to this person? So imagine you received an email and you could sense in the email that the person's upset, and we don't know why they're upset. Maybe they got stressed, maybe their boss has given them a hard time. So when they punch out their email to you, that stress comes through. So you got to think, wow, this person's upset, they're angry. They could be angry with me, they may not be, who knows? We're not privy to that information. All we know is that when the message came through, you could feel that there was some stress, some annoyance, some anger possibly. So what do? We think, okay, what's the outcome I want to achieve here? I just want to respond to the person, and we have to realize that when someone's angry, they're upset, and they send such an email like that, 9 times out of 10, it's nothing to do with us. It's about them. It's about what's going on in their world. They're angry, they're hurting. They're sort of putting their hand up for help. You know, help me, I'm angry, I'm hurting. I can't take what's going on in my life now. So we shouldn't take it personally. Just accept that's the person, that's what they're going through. So number two, we want to work out what's the outcome I want to have here. If they're a client or a customer, we always have to be so gentle and just respond back with the necessary information, and don't buy into their anger, their hurt, their upset, and only respond in a good state. So what are some of the states we could get into? Number one, we could be in a state of love. We could be in a state of serving someone else, serving my client, serving my customer. We can get into a state of happiness. We can get into a state of feeling wonderful. We can get a state of serving. There are many different types of states we can get into. So first of all, work out what's the message, what's the outcome I want to give. Then get yourself into that state, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, feel good. Take a few deep breaths. Then sit down at your desk. Then you can punch out the email in that state. And you don't have to monitor your words as much, because when you're in the state, the words that will flow will be the perfect words that the person needs to hear. When you're in the state, the low state, the state you don't want, and in that state you try to punch out the words, I can guarantee the wrong words will come out, the undertone of the message will be wrong, and it will just create more of a war between you and the other person. That's my message. That's my Mega Living message today, is that our words, our written words, are very, very powerful and can be felt by the other person. So, number one, change your state. Get into a good state. What's the outcome I want to achieve? Get into the state of that outcome. And number three, in that state, type out your email, send your text, and I can guarantee you that your relationship, whether it's a friend, a client, or a colleague, will last a lot longer when we communicate in the correct state. That's my Mega Living message today. If you like the message, please click on the link down below, like the video. Also, could you share the video to family, friends, and colleagues? And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that red subscribe button. Have an awesome Friday. Have an awesome weekend. High five. Talk to you next time. Bye for now.